Welcome everyone to another episode of the Warmup, man. I'm here with the full squad this time, man. It's me, man. We got Chris Dollar in the building. We got Deuce, Reg, and Kev RL. Say what's up to the people who are listening in to this episode, guys.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for having us.
Yo, the crew is back together, man. We got Reg, we got Kev.
I'm not gonna do some nonsense.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You know, it's been a while. You know, he hasn't been here in 3 summers, so you know what I'm saying? He's
Right.
come back.
Me and Reg held it down last time. What are you talking about?
Well, number one, you guys, yeah, I'm gonna get into that. Anyways.
Get into it, yeah.
Yeah, I will. If this is the first time listening to this, man, we talk about sports, current events, and things in between through the lens of Black culture, man. Catch us out on wherever you get your podcast from. Catch us on YouTube for the video side of things. Spotify also has a video upload, man. So if you want to check us out the video, man, it'd be pretty cool. Check us out there. Make sure you give us 5 stars on the respective podcast platform. Also, man, the like and subscribe on the YouTube if you like what you hear. You know, again, tell us what you like, what you don't like. Take all kinds of comments that are productive and constructive and lighthearted, you know, if you want to give us a lighthearted one. And, you know, again, you know, just feel free to tell a friend if you know anyone who thinks they like anything about sports and you ain't got to pay for ESPN and get all that other redundant stuff out of the way. Get some more, you know, a better cadence and, you know, more unique. Less redundant, I guess. Less redundant news. Anyways, regarding the sports realm and, you know, things adjacent to the sports. So yeah, check us out there, man. Social media, man. We also are on Instagram and we are on TikTok, apparently. Twitter, _warmup_pod. Check us out there. You can search for us there to engage with us, whatever. Where's the TikTok name, man?
Oh, man, you asked me. I wasn't prepared.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. You have one job, dude. You have one job.
But you be
He asked the ring bearer where the ring at.
I got you. Here's the TikTok name. The traditional spelling, period, warmup.pod, all traditional spelling.
So
What's the non-traditional spelling?
VA.
that's
Yeah, but that's
So THE, period, warmup, period, pod.
So the Bama spelling is with the D. The rest of the 49 states, the rest of the 49 states use
Mr. Memphis.
THE.
Mr. Memphis.
What up?
Okay, I know we ain't talking.
It's a parade in my city.
Alabama.
It's a parade in my city, yeah. So anyways, yeah, that's a TikTok, man. And again, if you want to check us out on any of those, feel free to hop on those and subscribe. Also, finally, we do have a Reddit profile as well, the Grindhouse Network. Actually, Grindhouse Network, Grindhouse NTWK. So all one word, all one string, no periods, no dots, and no underscores. Finally, we do have a Discord for people to come in and chit chat with us. So feel free to check us out there if you like, man. That is on Discord. It's a public server, Grindhouse Network. So you can search for us in the public domain, and if you want to join us, join us. You know, it's that simple. All that stuff, all those links are going to be in the description of the respective podcast platform or YouTube. So check us out. You know, check all the information below if you want to check that out. Anything else you guys want to add?
I think you got it all, man. I know you missed a little step. You've been out for a couple weeks, but it's not as easy as leg back. I try to do it.
Hey, I know Reg was like, hold on, man. How does Chris do all this stuff, bro? It was like 2 paragraphs of notes. It was like, I don't know. And Reg should be like, you want to do it? Nah, bro.
It's okay. It's okay.
Words.
Thanks for holding it down. Glad to be back. So, you know, you ain't got to worry about that no more. I'm here. So, yeah, let's jump into this. Before we jump into the main topics, I do got some grievances I need to air out, man. Dylan Brooks, you guys saw that pod. I saw the pod. I don't like what y'all were talking about Dylan Brooks outside of the positive that you were saying, you know, which is people, you know, you like Dylan Brooks. But all that other stuff.
So outside of the positive, you're saying?
All the other stuff y'all was saying.
You might be a little biased.
Hey.
He, you know, talking about he's out here injuring players. He didn't injure anyone. Someone ended up injured, but he didn't.
GP2.
He didn't injure
He didn't snatch
GP2.
him out the air. He snatched him out the air.
No. He was going for the block.
The player.
Going for the block. Maybe it was a hard foul. Maybe it wasn't. No, he didn't pull him down. It was a swipe. It was in the air.
You think about Draymond.
He didn't push him. Yeah, that's Draymond.
He pushed him down.
Oh, that was the other thing. We're pushing cameramen now. Like, see what I'm saying? Like,
dude, he injured the cameraman. The dude is
man,
injured.
look, man.
Wow.
Cameraman need to have a come up, and he was like, "Oh, this is an opportunity. I'm gonna sell it." You know,
Going to the hospital, having a doctor say that you're injured.
yeah.
All right, guys.
So I got the grievances.
Y'all have been introduced to Chris, attorney at law.
I just
He applied force in the downward direction.
I'm just saying, like, number one, I feel like it's a very injury-prone job. You know, LeBron James falls. LeBron James comes full speed off of the layup, off of the dunk, lands, falls, trips over, stumbles onto you. No problem. No one's ever been injured. Dillon Brooks is getting up and touches the person, and he falls. You know,
I feel
herniated disc, 3 places.
I feel like I remember LeBron James trying to avoid the camera, damn near getting a concussion, because he just respected the profession so much and understood like how to. They're a team to make this product something happen. Where Dillon was just like, F the cameraman. There was no reason to do that to that man.
Shaquille O'Neal.
That cameraman family saw that. His mama had to see that.
And Dillon didn't even apologize and just say my bad, nothing, bro.
He's in game mode.
They kept going, man.
He's in game mode.
Everybody else
After the game?
I mean, well, you know what? That's between. Okay, so he was to send flowers. Is that protocol? Shaquille O'Neal dives for loose balls, jumping over 2 rows of people. I'm sure he got at least 6 of them in the splat. No problem. Everyone comes back healthy. But
Shaquille got rings though.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to say. You're trying to say the cameraman faking it, like he trying to just, you know.
I'm saying it's really being blown out of proportion to add to the narrative.
Man got injured, bro, and Dillon Brooks didn't even apologize. Like, come on. Even worse, Shannon Sharp went on national TV to apologize to this guy. Dillon didn't say.
What does one guy do with the other?
What do you mean? What does one got to do with the other?
What does Shannon Sharp apology?
He has no remorse. He's out here running.
Why is it quotation marks on the apology? Was it sincere enough?
I'm just saying, but it doesn't. My point is this: why does Shannon Sharp's apology?
There's a lot of quotations.
How did that relate with Dillon Brooks? Right, Dillon Brooks cameraman apology.
Quotations around the quotation mark.
This is a math problem now, bro.
It is. It is differentially crazy.
It shows what he's about, man. This is the same cat. Me and Rez talked about this, man. They got a clip of him in college saying that he wanted to be the Draymond Green for that team, and now he's in the league and he's talking mad-ish to Draymond. Like, he's talking mad-ish to everybody, man.
Okay.
You got Spider. Spider never talks trash to anybody, man, except for Rudy Gobert. And he has Spider talking trash to him, man. So you know you hit a nerve.
Okay.
You know you hit a nerve.
All right. Anyways. I just wanted to provide my rebuttal. It seemed like no one really was out there to provide the other side.
His home country booed him. Memphis booed him.
No one boos Dillon Brooks. People love Dillon Brooks in Memphis. What are you talking about?
No, they booed him, bro. They booed him in his home country. I
don't know about Canada, but you know.
Canada don't know about Dillon Brooks either, apparently.
I mean, that's totally fine as well. All I know is, I just need to, provide some balance to this. This guy was out here injuring players and pushing down ferociously, with all the prejudice in the world. This cameraman who's just trying to make a living wage. Like, man, come on, let's stop it. Let's stop it.
Why didn't Dillon provide balance to the cameraman, Chris?
He did. He did.
He took his balance away, bro.
For real.
He snatched his balance like Thanos. He's talking you provided balance. You just said you only like one side of our conversation.
I mean, because y'all also said some positive things, so I don't have anything to really critique on that.
Oh, you don't got nothing to critique on the positive?
I mean, that's fine. I'm just, what's wrong? What's wrong with me letting the things that are working to continue to work, and the things that needed some polishing, me just coming in and saying, yeah.
I don't know, man. We'll see.
Okay. All right, cool.
This dude literally shot y'all out the playoffs last season, but okay.
Wow. Number one. Jordan Poole broke the code, and John Morant couldn't play the next two games. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on.
You still get the newsletter from Memphis?
Let's move on. So we're gonna talk about today's news. Man, we're gonna jump off of the last week's, because that's old news now. We're gonna talk about the new news here, man. So apparently, new news: Ben Simmons, the old faithful from Philadelphia, came straight out of LSU, supposed to be like the next coming of LeBron James, #1 draft pick, set out whole rookie season, because whatever. So all this stuff, all-star. So I guess he's not a bust. He's been shut down for the rest of the season because, he has lingering issues in, his back and his knee, and only played about 20 something games? 23 or 33? 33 games, a third of a season. I'm sure he wants his whole paycheck, of course, because Ben Simmons is still trying to get his old paycheck from Philly. And so he's been shut down, and this is one of those things that is people have been talking about, trying to figure out if this is like a redemption year, a redemption season, because he's gonna be with KD and Kyrie. They're gonna rip him into shape. So career lows: 26 minutes, 6 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Free throw percentage is 43%. Yikes! So more often than not, he's gonna miss. So is this a disappointing season, or is this a redemption year that has just been thrown down the drain? Reg, what do you think, man? I know you like Ben Simmons. You was promising.
It gotta be a disappointing season. Like I feel like it's an insult to say it's not a like, I think offensively he just wasn't there for whatever reason, which the team didn't necessarily need offense, but you could have been better than that on the floor. In the beginning of the seasons, they brought him there for his defensive prowess. They did some interesting lineups with him. He found himself fouling out of the game constantly. It was a struggle to get started. He seemed to find some kind of a rhythm, just engaging and helping in other ways, but ultimately it didn't work out. He continues to suffer from the back injuries that plagued him through the playoffs last season. That kind of stopped his debut, but even when he was on the floor looking healthy, it was a lack of aggression on offense, silly fouls. And I remember when Ja stopped and got him to foul out. It was one of the silliest foul outs I ever seen. Like, I don't know. Ben Simmons got to get it together. I'm gonna leave it there.
Okay. Deuce, this is a disappointing season. Is he a bust?
He's not a bust because the dude made some all-stars, right? So I can't throw the bust label on him as much as I want to, as much as my soul wants to. But speaking of souls and spirits, man, Ben Simmons' spirit is broken, man. He's trash. Ben Simmons is trash, bro. Like, people actually had a debate who won the trade, the Nets or like Philly, bruh. The Philly gave the Nets a trash can, man. That's what they gave him. Ben Simmons has no heart, no spirit, no soul for the game. This is a dude that wants to live the NBA life without being an NBA player, bro. That's what he wants to do. That's like us saying, hey, we want to be some YouTubers and get some money from this without us putting up a video. It don't work like that, man. You got to put in the work to get the results of the work. And Ben Simmons don't want to do that, man. And the back, bro. He was out almost as long as Klay Thompson. And Klay came back. Klay put in work. Ben hasn't. I remember his exit interview. I remember that joint, man. They asked him, I forgot what the question was, but Ben's response was, I know I said I remember.
I don't remember the question, but you remember that.
I remember his response. Ben said he don't need to change anything, man. He's gonna keep being him. All he can do is be him. And people keep trashing on Doc Rivers and Joel Embiid about what they said about it. They just spoke the truth. Doc Rivers, can Ben Simmons be a point guard in the championship winning team? Doc said, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. Joel, what happened in the game? Well, you know, there was that play. There was that play. We had the ball, then we didn't have the ball.
He called it play-by-play. He gave a play-by-play.
He did give a play-by-play. But nobody's trashing on Jacques Bond for saying the problem with Ben, if I put him next to a big, I gotta worry about spacing. If I play small, I gotta worry about rebounding. You know, if I put him next to a playmaker, I gotta worry about Ben not having the ball in his hand. So every position you put Ben on the court, you gotta worry about him. Like, listen, bro, either you're the ball handler, right? You're the rebounder defender, or you're the shooter. What else you gonna do? And they say, or the screener. Ben can't do not nan one of those things? Not a nan one?
He's a good on-ball defender. He's a good on-ball defender.
No, he's a trash defender. He's been trash this season, bro. Trash. All the Bogdanovics has been able to run past him, bro. The Bogdanovics.
It's because he got a bad back, dude. He has a bad back. He has a back pinchment in his nerves.
I'm not buying it, man, because, you know, he could have had the mental breakdown, you know, from Doc Rivers telling him the truth. He could have had that.
Yo,
it's just the timing when it came out was a little suspicious. But I'm not in his shoes. I'm not in his camp. I can't say it's not real. All I can say is the effort doesn't seem to be there. He's still shooting with the wrong hand.
Because his back, because he got bad knees. He got knee injuries.
That's why he had sweatpants on during the camp in Philly and had the phone in his pocket because his back, his knees, he couldn't take off his pants, put the shorts on.
Yeah. No, man, he still felt some kind of way about how y'all try to trash him. About
can I ask a rebuttal question, Kurt? If after the playoff game where they lost and they sat down and they asked Ben, y'all think y'all can win with Doc? And he said, I don't know. Would he have been wrong?
No, that's an honest answer, man. Because I don't think they can win with Doc. I don't know why they brought the man back. I don't understand that either. If you want to lose, you want to break up a championship team, hire Doc Rivers, man. The only way you can win is with Paul Pierce, KG, and Ray Allen, man. That was a team to be reckoned with, man. Ever since then, you up 3-1. Doc sprays that fairy dust on the team and they lose, man. I don't know how that happens, man. He wouldn't have been wrong either. He wouldn't have been wrong. No.
Wow. All right.
Gotcha. So whose fault is it that they didn't win in Philly? Is it Ben Simmons or is it Doc's?
Ben on that play. Doc didn't call that play. That was a in-action play. Ben, you think Trae Young is gonna block Ben Simmons' shot?
But it's only one. This one game.
But Ben Simmons thought Trae Young was gonna block his problem.
Yeah.
Not about what we think.
Maybe he saw someone that we didn't see. You know, he is a good passer.
No. Yeah, he showed that good passing because Tyrese
Halliburton?
Tyrese, who was it?
Maxey?
Nah, it wasn't him. It wasn't Maxey. Nah, it was the defender they just traded. Nah, it was the defender dude. They traded him though. I think it's in Portland. I can't think of his name. Escapes
Josh Hart? No.
Oh man, I can't think of it. But Thibault.
Oh.
No idea. Thibault didn't think that pass was coming. He had an open Reggie, you got your daughter in the court. And you go into the hole.
This dude said your daughter.
Daughter.
But what if she like says something like, "It's just like, yo, I'm gonna pass out." You just feel that presence. You don't know what's going on, man.
Bruh, Trae was closing in on him, man. Like, come on, man. Your daughter and Trae Young about the same height. There's no way he's gonna block this shot.
I mean,
how many blocks does Trae Young even have in his career?
Did he know it?
Maybe he was worried that he was gonna get fouled, and he couldn't. He knew he didn't think he could make them.
And did he know it was Trae Young, or did he just feel like there was another defender like in the vicinity? Did he knew it was Trae Young?
Kurt would say that he gets paid enough money that he should have known it.
He has to.
They have these things called numbers on their jersey,
Oh
bro.
my gosh!
They have to
He
stay
had to
on
look down to
eyes.
see the number he knew.
So-
And even I think he said that, he thought Trae Young was closer, but I think he was scared about going to the free throw line. I think he was scared.
Okay, all right, cool. All right,
You would
man.
be too. You would be too if you shot 43% from the line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I've had plenty of free throw in my life. It's just another one, bro.
It is. It is.
And never stop Shaq.
You don't do
Stop
your job.
Hey, Kev, Giannis straightened up his free throw shooting. He counted to 1,000 before he shot. He
Of course.
won the championship.
I would take it away from anybody who could overcome it. But at the end of the day, some people overcome, some people don't.
Yeah. Good, man. What do you think, man? Do you think that this is a disappointment for Ben Simmons, or is this more so of like, wait and see? Or let's not jump on his harp on him too much, because he's still going through the process.
I think it's both. It's mutually exclusive. I think definitely I'm with Reg. It would be an insult to say it's not a disappointing season. It was disappointing in all respects, but at the same time, there's some silver linings. He was on the court.
Yep.
He was actually playing basketball. He wasn't shooting it, but we all knew that was a problem. And although he averaged career lows, he also had a career low in minutes as well. And the lows weren't as low as you would consider for the less minutes in which he was on the court. You mentioned 6 rebounds, 6 assists. That's pretty good. I mean, LeBron averages around 6 and 6 on the rebounds and assists, and we all praise that, right? So at the end of the day, and that's for a full game. So the fact that he's producing that with limited minutes, again, I'm looking for some positives, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna be a supporter of Ben Simmons, but I can't lie, it's a disappointing season, because at the end of the day, we want him to be out there playing and being productive in all aspects. The fact that I didn't hear that about Jacques Vaughn saying, all these problems about these different positions I put Ben in. That's news to me.
I can shoot you the clip, bro. It's all over YouTube. I can shoot you the clip.
If he said that, that's problematic. You know what I mean? As a coach, you're trying to position your players, your resources in ways to make you competitive, and calling out all these different ways in which you can use Ben, but then following it up with it being problematic. That's a problem. But the last news article I read with Jacques Vaughn, he still have positive things to say about Ben with respect to being hopeful that he'll get back to where he was, an all defensive player, and they're there to support him in that effort, in that endeavor. But I can't say it wasn't disappointing. It was disappointing mainly because he's not out there. But injuries are injuries. I mean, you can only help that so much, and he was plagued with injuries this season as well.
Mm-hmm.
Coming down to this end, we've heard that they've seen multiple doctors, multiple specialists, and they all recommend that you just take it easy, rehab, and get you back to full recovery. So he's not fully recovered as yet from whatever that back problem is, and the back party causing the knee, and the knee support helping with the back. Like, all these things are connected. So it's also a wait and see to that point, is what I'm trying to say. Let's see when he gets fully healthy physically.
Gotcha.
And get ramped back up to the minutes in which he played. But he gotta produce. He gotta show that, hey, I deserve this time on the court as well. So it is a wait and see, but it was also disappointing.
Okay. All right. I like it. I'm not gonna say much to it, only because, it's it's unfortunate to see, but hey, man, if he really wants to be out there, he put the work in. It may not be this season, maybe it may not be next season. It may be whenever he gets himself healthy, but he has to put the work in. So either there's two things going to happen. He's going to come back and be a journeyman of a player, contribute to a team off the bench or whatever, or he's going to fade away in the distance, and no one's going to remember Ben Simmons unless you talk about, like, oh, remember that time, that one time with Doc Rivers or whatever, and that'll be it. That'll be the story of Ben Simmons. So
Carter remember Ben Simmons.
Yeah, I'm about to ask Chat GPT how you fix a broken spirit.
Hey, he 25 years old. He still got a lot of years ahead of him. So
This guy.
He's
Hey,
ahead of him. I just don't know if they're gonna be in the NBA.
hey, man, why you so anti-Benz? Hey, man, let's move on,
not
man.
anti.
Not you. I'm talking about this. I'm talking about this guy, this militant guy right here. So, yeah. Let's move on to the other person who's getting shut down, man. Dame Lillard. He's definitely getting shut down, and the Portland Trailblazers are on the way downward trend. They're currently in the 12th place. They are currently 13th place in the Western Conference. I mean, I guess if they win 5 games, and someone lose 5 games, they're back in it. But you know, that's a tall order considering like we're almost at the end of the season. Probably got like another 7 games left. And you know, they decided to shut down Dame Lillard. He did. I guess there was a question about the Portland Blazers rebuilding, and you know, he had a quote that says, "That's not what I'm interested in. That's what the frustrating part of it is. Talking about what's going to happen next season and us building. That's not what I'm here to do, especially at this stage of my career." So, Portland Trailblazers. Are they a disappointing franchise this season? I mean, considering Dame has pretty much, you know, I think one game he had like, you know, 70 something points or something like that, 72 points, 71 points. So, and that it was against Houston. So I think Houston was just giving out a bunch of points to
Houston been doing that, yeah.
So, but you know, it happens. You know, he did go off, and they allow him to. So, you know, having a really good, another strong season. Did the franchise let him down, and should he stay in Portland? Kev, what do you think?
we've been asking for Dame Lillard to reconsider being in Portland for a long time. Since he's been in Portland, they've always made it to the playoffs, but never really got too far. It's been such a reoccurring theme that I don't even check for them to do anything other than have exciting games throughout the season. Yes, he's a superstar. Yes, we all know about Dame time. We know you can shoot your lights out, and it's fun to watch. But other than being a exciting, fun entertainment throughout the season, I've never had high hopes for them doing anything much in the playoffs, especially given how other teams have contended and have played more consistently than they have. So I think it's a long time coming, but I think others are going to allude to it as well. Why now? As you mentioned, I don't want to rebuild this stage in my career, but what are they going to do otherwise? Like what are they going to do? He wanted to go out there and get like superstar players to come to Portland. Is that what he's hoping for? Or maybe he needs to just pack up his bags and go to some other superstars and team up with someone to have that chance. But I've also heard Dame talk, you know, off the court, most recently in the JJ Redick podcast, and he had some words to say about this whole ring culture. And you know, I think what he said was very wise, and I agree with him. So he also doesn't sound like a person that's, you know, I need to chase a ring to prove who I am or what I'm capable of. So I'm confused. I'm all confused now. I don't. What does he want? A ring? Does he want a championship team to be built instantly, like Quaker Oats, or like what is he looking for exactly? I'm not even sure. So I think it's been a long time coming. Should he leave? Where would he go? That'd be the question for me to find an answer to before I can say, yeah, do your thing. But yeah, it is what it is, man. Great player. Organization has shown their faces in the playoffs, but haven't done much else.
Okay, all right. Deuce, do you think they should go ahead and, first of all, do you think it's disappointing? Secondly, where we moving? Where we moving Dame? Are we moving him to Golden State? Because obviously that's what you do.
Come on, no.
That's what you do.
Bro, what do you?
That's what you do.
Watch basketball, bro.
Dude, this what you do.
First part of your question. Portland's failed Dame multiple times over, man. His best teams were back in the day with Aldridge, right? You talking about Portland, right? Their best season, the most recent best season, right? I think that 2018-2019 season when they went to the Western Conference Finals. But the playoffs broke just right for them a year before. Sorry, 18-19, yeah. It broke just right for them. They had Oklahoma City when Westbrook and Paul George were there, and I think George he was coming back from his shoulder injury, right? This is before he was like in the MVP running. MVP George, shoulder injuries, coming back. Russ in the playoffs is not effective. They game plan for him. They lost. They won. They beat them, right? The Nuggets were just on their rise. Young Joe, this is like the more Santa Claus-y, kind of chubby Jokic, right? Jamal Murray was still trying to figure himself out. They were kind of like a surprise team.
You said Santa Claus.
So inexperienced team, right? They got them. And then, of course, they got to Golden State and Golden State mollywop them. But keep in mind, I think Steph was injured. I think Steph was injured he was coming back that series, right?
He came back.
So it was prime for them, man. That was the best time. The following season, the same team, New Orleans with AD and Drew Holiday, destroyed them in the first round. And everyone always echoes this, the talking heads, the analysts, everybody. Portland's backcourt was too small, and they never traded to get somebody to help them out. Anthony Simons? Is it Simons? Anthony Simons?
Yeah, it's Anthony Simons. Yeah.
Phenomenal player. Small. You just replaced McCollum with another small guard. You need height in that backcourt. So to answer your question, Chris, man, Portland's failing him terribly. I think they're taking him for granted, the fact that he wants to stay with Portland. And Kev, I think, to your point, I think both can be true. I think the NBA has become too ring-driven. Like, there's so many, the 7 seconds or less Phoenix Suns, are they not a great team because they didn't win a ring? They're a phenomenal team. Phenomenal. They just didn't get the ring. They were up against the Spurs and the Lakers. They couldn't get there. The 90s Indiana Pacers, phenomenal teams, right? We got these great teams that we just can't say don't exist because they didn't get a ring. But also, I thought Dame was tired a few years ago when they were talking about trading Ben Simmons to Portland for Dame. Before Harden even got to the Nets. Dame, I want to see Dame go. I want to see him win a ring. And for me, I would like to see him go to Miami. I think that would be an interesting fit if Miami. The thing is, Dame signed that contract, so it's got to be a trade. An ideal situation, if it was a free agent and Dame could get there without Miami giving up pieces, it'd be amazing.
They can take Lowry.
No. I love Lowry in Miami. He's comical.
Yeah, they can take Lowry out. But Dame in Miami would be amazing. That would be. And then Dame with the Clippers this year, before Paul George got injured, because they need a point guard. I think that would have been a good place for him to go.
Okay. All right. Rich, what you got, man? Do you believe this is a disappointment from the franchise point of view, and also where you gonna move Dame?
I think it's obviously a disappointment for the franchise. I feel like they had aspirations for at least making the playoff. That's been the mark. That's been their goal that they set out for all these years. So to not even, be in the, they're kind of in the hunt, but to feel like, we're just going to pack it up and stop trying. I think that's where the confusion comes, to be honest. Like, I think what he said reigns true. I think he's not interested. Like, he thinks that the industry is a little bit too focused on rings. I think what he's a little bit more fatigued with is talking about what are we going to do in the off season. I think, saying, hey, we're just going to wrap it up is not something that he's interested in. I think he wants to go out there and continue to try. Yeah, we're behind, but we can make it. We can find a way. I think that's where he's coming from. When he says that he's kind of like not looking forward to rebuilding and things, I think that's more so what he's speaking on.
This year? As they make a comeback this year?
They could. It's not impossible. Like, I think he's saying his mind state to be like, I'm going to stop playing. We're going to stop trying. I think he wants to be excited. Like, I'm reading the article in the quotes and stuff. I think he wants to be excited about it. It's hard for him to detach from the present and then be excited about the future.
I understand.
Mm-hmm. Like, he wants to be excited about this group now and keep building on whatever it is. Okay, we're down, we're behind. We need to win 5. They need to lose 5. He would rather still be out there trying to do that and be excited about his current group than being like, okay, this is not working. Pack it. What are we going to do next season? I think that's what he's talking about. he's not looking forward to that.
So, let me ask you a question. So they also put out that the reason why they're shutting down Dame. I know the official reason that they put out there is calf tightness. Something about his calf being tight, and
Smart play then. If there's any chance of injury and it's already a long shot, like, hey,
the Chris Merkett. I want to put it like that because in the same breath where they said, hey, this is why, they also said, I don't believe that's what it is. I believe it's because it's a lost cause. But that's just what they say they believe. The official report is calf tightness, and we've seen Doc pull Embiid for the same reason, for calf tightness, because everybody's sensitive about calf, especially since the whole KD situation. We hear calf, we get a bit nervous. So it's like, are they also trying to protect their franchise, their star player, knowing that the season is a stretch, or is it just
almost impossible? Yeah.
So if Ben Simmons said that he had calf tightness, Curtis, would you?
Nah, man, I'm not believing him, bro. No, like you gotta play games that have calf tightness.
He played 23 minutes.
Calf tightness not doing anything.
Atrophy.
Putting on his Armani suits, nah, bro.
Oh my god! And to your question about where I think Ben would thrive at, I don't know. That's a good question.
Ben or Dame?
YMCA.
Dame.
YMCA.
This guy.
Who need a guard? Who need a guard right now? Who really need a guard right now? That they don't have one that's not decent.
Well,
I mean,
Chicago. That's true. Chicago doesn't have one.
But they don't have good defense either. Without Lonzo.
Yeah. They need like Alonzo, someone who can actually facilitate the offense.
And play defense.
Yeah.
Toronto.
No, Toronto. I think they're all in on Fred VanVleet as their guard.
But
they're gonna move one of them to the 2.
Yeah, either move him to a 2 and put him on the bench, have him come off the bench again. I don't know how he'll feel about it, but
Fred.
Yeah,
I feel like he earned that spot. I wouldn't like to see that because I feel like.
I mean, if you want to win a championship again, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, I'm trying to think of some other teams.
So how did y'all feel about the Heat?
No, I don't want to see him on the Heat.
I just don't think it's probable. I would like to see it. I just don't think it's probable.
I mean, it's not probable, but he plays good defense. I think what they need is offense, right? They need somebody else to help them out. Dang.
Yeah.
I feel like that team is getting up there in age, especially with Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Adebayo is kind of getting up there a little bit too. He's starting to miss some games. Tyler Hero is still fresh, but he's still, I don't know. Like they put a lot of the offensive burden on him. He takes a lot of shots that probably are not great shots, but you probably need him to shoot those shots. So
I got a team for you.
The Kings.
Nah, they ain't giving De'Aaron Fox. What about?
No, do you want to give away Fox?
CP3?
They give everybody,
Kings?
Yeah, Kings. I want to give away Fox. I wanted to play with Fox.
Oh,
that's another small backcourt.
And also they don't play defense. That team is 100% offense all day. They're the number one offense this year.
I think they could trade. They could trade.
You can get rid of CP3.
Yeah.
Who's gonna play defense again? Now they got.
Yeah, CP does play defense. Yeah.
So
you could trade Tre for Dame. Let me swap it out.
Atlanta?
Nah, I don't trust. I don't trust that either. So
another struggle.
Oh, Boston.
Are you taking away?
They play defense. They get stuck. They get stagnant sometimes on offense.
Who they gonna trade? Marcus Smart?
They shouldn't get stagnant on offense. Not with the squad.
That's true.
They got to fix what they got. You can't change that. Because Smart is playing up for their defense. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What about San Antonio?
They don't have it.
They want to rebuild.
They're not rebuilding. I mean, they're not in the playoff picture, but they probably just need. Huh?
They not rebuilding?
No, I don't feel like they're rebuilding.
They're growing. As in, they're seedlings.
Yeah, they're still young, but I mean, not Keegan Murray. That's freaking Sacramento. I can't think of the guy's name. They got some young stars on their team, or like budding stars before. I feel like it'll work, but you know, again, only reason why they just don't have the star power, not the star power, the firepower to really overcome some of them. But they've had some good quality wins, and they fight. They play hard.
They're learning.
Yeah.
You can see them making some mistakes here, but big accomplishments. But like that's a rebuilding team, man. Like that's a team that's in the rebuilding stages. They may not be doing a rebuild right now, but they did a rebuild and they're building off of that right now.
Yeah.
You know, hey, the Timberwolves would be interesting too, man. I know they don't play defense, but and Conley's doing what he can. But if you could put Conley on the bench and have Dame as your starter, I don't know who they would give up though to get Dame, because it has to be a trade.
Rudy
has to be a trade. Oh yeah, get rid of Rudy. Yeah.
Give it to Rudy.
Yes.
We just got Rudy
recently. Yeah, I wasn't expecting much from him, but people have been really like scared to go and lay up on him. I'm just talking about the more recent Warriors game that I saw. It was like horrible out there. Like they were just.
Get him out the paint is a problem, but in the paint,
he wasn't problematic that game. Like they were bringing him out, and he was still somehow. I don't know what changed. Maybe he got a little quicker on his feet. Maybe he takes some dance classes, some salsa. He was out there.
Yeah, the footwork.
He was sticking with it. I was very surprised. We couldn't take advantage of the usual way guards take advantage of my man. So
send them to the Lakers. Send them to the Lakers.
Send them to the Wizards.
Send them to the Lakers, man. Lakers.
Man, don't do that. He should have went to the Lakers when he had a chance.
Give it a Schroeder. Traded for Schroeder and AR-15. I think he'd be good.
No, they need to keep AR-15.
Yeah, no, that.
So,
if anything the Lakers have learned, they need to stop that. They need to stop finding somebody that's working for their system, that's not a high cost, and then trying to trade that away for something like Westbrook. High cost, no reward. And
who else they do that with? There's only one person.
They had Malik Monk. They had KCP. Kuzma was getting booed out the building, but he's doing all right on the Wizards. Like they've had a couple players that like White Mamba. Yeah, come on, man. What you mean? Who they did that with? Who did they do that with at this point?
They had Russell.
Not talking about who they. I'm just saying who do they pull in?
You traded Russell for Russell.
That's what I'm saying. Man. They had Russell too, man.
Hey man, Russell.
My boy in New York.
That was different. In New York. Julian Randle.
They had Randle.
Yeah, that was Kobe was still playing. That was old. That wasn't the LeBron era. That was the Kobe era.
That it was. LeBron had all of them. They traded away all of them to get AD. Now I don't know about Russell.
Nah, Randall was gone. Randall.
I was gonna say Randall was already gone. Russell was gone because of Nick Young.
Yeah, Nick Young gone too.
You're right.
But yeah, they didn't want to re-sign Nick Young. What are we talking about here?
I mean, I understand that. That's not.
Kobe was still there when Nick Young, when D'Angelo Russell got traded.
Yeah, no.
That was Kuzma.
And then Nick Young went shortly after because he started playing like crap. He went to Golden State
and played like crap. It was Kuzma, B.I., Hart, and Lonzo. Yeah.
Yeah, for AD, and look how it worked. They got a championship for it. According to some people, they said that that's the fair trade value because you won a championship, and that's the point.
They did. They did win the championship.
Okay.
Is it a fair trade?
Yeah. According to people who say the end goal is to get a championship, I said the same thing about.
It is the main goal. Like they're all playing this now to get a championship. Everyone's fighting for playoff position to be in the playoffs to get a championship. Yeah, so
that could be another topic for another day about dynasty building versus championship building.
That's fine. It's only 2 dynasties ever, but that's fine.
It's only 2
dynasties. It's only 2 dynasties.
Warriors and who has he got in there?
San Antonio Spurs and the Boston Celtics. And the Boston Celtics.
I feel like that's a slight to the Celtics to say Warriors and Lakers. That's
I'm sorry,
crazy.
3. I'm sorry, the Magic. The Lakers. The Lakers. I forgot about the Lakers. So there's 3. There's 3 dynasties. Hey, y'all.
What year you starting at? What's the cutoff? It's the beginning of year 2000.
Y'all keep throwing the Warriors in as if that's the
Chris,
part of
where you
that
starting
part.
from? 2000. Where you starting at?
I'm starting from the 80s. Actually, if you really want to start, if you want to start from the 60s, because that's when Boston won majority of their championships.
Let's do 80s. We can do 80s.
But
I'm
80s,
not including Chicago either.
I'm not including Chicago. I'm not including Chicago. Why?
How can you not include Chicago? They won it
Because
if you include Chicago, you go.
Hey, someone put him on mute.
You'd rather just kill the Chicago Bulls dynasty than give it acknowledgement to the Warriors.
Dude, they number one, they had 2 3-peats. If I do that, I had to also do the Lakers 2000 with the Pau
They
Gasol.
won 3 out of 4.
Again,
Wait,
they almost had 2 3-peats. They fell short on the last year. That was when Ron Artest clothesline JJ Barea.
Hold on, they almost had 2 3-peats.
They almost had 2 3. No, I'm talking about the Lakers. The Lakers almost had. Yes, they almost had 2 3-peats. They won the first 3 with Shaq. Then they came back and they won 2 in a row with Kobe and Pau Gasol. They're gonna win a 3rd one and they lost to the Dallas Mavericks.
That's right.
But if I was to give the Chicago Bulls a dynasty, whatever, dawning, whatever you want to call it, I gotta do the same thing for the Lakers. I ain't thinking about the Warriors. I'm just saying I gotta do the same thing for the Lakers.
So how are you?
I mean, that's because you're slow to the table. That's all. We wait for you.
No one calls the Warriors who aren't Warrior fans the dynasty. No one calls them.
Yeah,
Everybody calls
that's a
that.
lie.
Okay. All right.
That's not a lie.
All right, let's
You
move
just
on.
lied to yourself
Let's
right
move on.
now. You lying to yourself right now. I'm gonna find the clips and I'm gonna send them your way.
Let's move on. I've never, bro.
Won 6 championships in a decade. And you're saying they're not
That doesn't make you a dynasty. What are you talking about? You guys missed the playoffs 2 years ago. You missed the playoffs 2 years ago.
We're not gonna say
Missed
anything yet.
the playoffs 2 years ago.
We didn't have any players. We didn't have any players.
Missed.
We didn't have any players.
You
Chris.
missed.
That don't make any sense.
You
so
missed.
when Jordan went and they missed the playoffs.
They didn't miss the playoffs.
Right?
They didn't miss the playoffs.
But they missed the championship.
They did. Okay. So what we doing?
You gotta get into the playoffs. You gotta get into the playoffs.
Bro, how are you a dynasty? You missing the playoffs?
The Lakers in the
You gotta get into the playoffs.
Yes.
You
Who's
gotta get into the playoffs.
bro? Look, the San Antonio Spurs. They never
People
missed.
all be making up criteria. People all be making up criteria on the fly just to fit some narrative that they have, whether it be for MVP, whether it be for dynasty, whether it be for star player. Like let's quit it. Let's quit it. Let's quit it right there.
All right, that's fine. Anything else y'all want to talk about, man? We got one more thing.
Dynasty talk next episode. Let's see.
We got one more thing. Y'all want to talk about that real quick? I mean, we broach it.
Nah, we'll save it for another episode.
Oh, okay.
You want some nonsense?
I'm on some nonsense.
Yes.
I look again.
We already got him. I already got you because you already said on record. Only
Dude,
Warriors fans. I'm glad that you said it though. Only Warriors fans call him a dynasty, and I got the clip.
Yeah, who else is calling them dynasty? Like, bro, y'all be the only ones out here trying to. Y'all want to be dynasty so bad. Y'all want to be dynasty so bad.
It's not that we are.
Look at the R, bro. Y'all want to, huh? What you say?
Rocket Dynasty.
Rocket Dynasty. It's a classic. It's a classic. It's a classic American. I think it's in the American Archives of Film or something like that. Like, yeah, I guess you want to call it a classic. Go for it.
Rocky 1, it has to be.
It better be a
What's the next topic? Because you wilding right now.
I bought
You're
it.
wilding out, Chris.
I said you wilding about this. Warriors.
I mean, because no one believes it but y'all. Anyways, let's move on. The only thing we got something to say, man. The only thing we talk about, I guess, moving on. Whew, Johnathan Majors, man. Y'all must have heard this guy, man. He's been in such movies such as Ant-Man, Loki. That's not a movie, but Lovecraft Country, and the new Creed 3. You know, he was a Devotion. Yeah, all that stuff, man. So Johnathan Majors, man, he better get that payday. He got, some starring roles.
About to.
I mean, I'm just saying, like he's on the come up. I mean, when you get a Marvel contract, I'm sure like, you good.
Made.
Yeah. So I don't know what they're gonna do because guess what, man? This guy's been in the news for the wrong reasons. Domestic violence allegedly has happened with him, and with his significant other. And yeah, it's so much so that they claim that he strangled, had some strangulation markings and things like that. And so much so that the army, there's a TV ad that they were going to run with him, and they pulled the ad. And the military, I didn't know that they were like that. They usually don't care, but or maybe they just don't care. They don't care in front facing. Behind the scenes, you can do whatever you want to. But anyways, that's besides the point. So
wow.
That's besides the point.
It has nothing to do with the military. All right.
Military.
Thank you for your service, military service members.
Yeah.
I mean, we be knowing. Anyways, thoughts on Johnathan Majors, man, losing. Well, look, it's still open case. We don't know all the facts.
I ain't 3-3. Don't do no spoiler alerts. What you mean he losing?
Spoiler alert: he may lose. I mean, you win or lose. So, but yeah, man. This kind of came out, and one of the things that we want to talk about was Johnathan Majors and his situation. But if you have anything you want to talk about, Reg, man, I can start with you, man. What's your thoughts on this whole situation and
I mean, obviously it's disappointing if it's true. There was charges pressed and charges dropped. There was a lot of after this story broke, there was a lot of people coming out of the woodwork and being like, "I've been you." I thought that was kind of weird, because if you knew that somebody was exhibiting these toxic or violent behaviors, wouldn't you kind of want to sound the alarm before somebody else got hurt, rather than being like, "Ha, I knew and I didn't tell anybody." I don't get what the there, but outside of that, yeah, I hope that nobody did get hurt, and if somebody did get hurt, I just hope the appropriate measures are taken, whether it's counseling, and whatnot. And they probably shouldn't be together if they're over here hitting each other. So
yeah, that's a telltale sign. Yeah. Well, I mean, allegedly it was strangling, so maybe it was the choking.
I heard so many things. I heard they were trying to paint it like she was wilding and he was subduing her by strangling her.
What?
I don't know.
Was it a rear naked choke or something? What was she doing? Cross-faced chicken wing? What were we doing down here?
I don't know. Maybe
sleeper hold.
She tried to catch him with one. He's like, nope. Hey, I don't. That's
allegedly.
People shouldn't be putting their hands on each other, man. We learned in kindergarten, hands, feet, and other objects to yourself. So hopefully that's not the case. And if it is the case, hopefully justice and the right cooler heads will prevail. The right thing will be done.
Gotcha. Deuce, man, what are your thoughts on this situation?
Echo what Red said. I mean, the thing is too, he's at his, I don't want to say his apex, but the highest point of his career thus far, right? Mm-hmm. The dude has, you mentioned it, the Marvel movie, Ant-Man. He has Creed 3. There's some bodybuilding movie that I think is a limited release thing that's out that might get him some critical acclaim.
5 Bloods
3 movies
on Netflix. I don't know if y'all saw that.
Yeah, the 5 Bloods.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, and don't forget, when's the other one? The Harder They Fall?
Yep.
Right.
He also is in that.
He's been everywhere, man. You talk about the military and army commercials, right? Bringing back that slogan. One, playing devil's advocate, it is at the height of his career thus far, the allegations come out, right? In New York, they got a camera freaking everywhere, man. I feel like you can't get away with anything in New York, man. There's cameras in the bathrooms, I feel like. And I know, I'm going to say this, I know I've seen it on Twitter, they're already coming out at him, simply because of the race of the girl, right? I've seen people come up with that, you can't trust them, blah, 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 just because of her race. And I want to make this clear, we're not victim bashing anything. We're still waiting for the facts to come in. We're just going off of what we know right now. And she recanted her statements. We also know that victims typically do that in situations, right? Especially if they feel like safety is involved or it's beneficial to them in the long run. It's interesting. The dude had the photo shoot with the pink robe on, went through that controversy. Is he gay? Is he straight? Now he has this situation. Some people say he's still on that Creed 3 mode and Kane mode of being a bad guy. Too many bad guy films. It's just, all I'm gonna say is it's a shame that another brother's taking the L. when he should just be aiming for the stars right now.
Yeah, definitely. Kev, man, what are your thoughts on this?
It's sad, man. Like Kurt just said. What was that movie called? The Last Black Man in San Francisco.
Oh, that was good
yeah,
too,
I forgot about that
Come
one.
on with the hits.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one that really caught my attention, to be honest. And
Yeah.
it's like a lot of people are saying, you know, he seems so soft spoken and stuff, and so it is a shock. It is a surprise. And like Reg mentioned, people keep on Twitter, all right, calling him a sociopath, user, all these kind of names that we never heard of before until this happened. So it's disappointing that we're in this situation. It's the whole thing seems a bit like Chris said, we're waiting for the news to come out for all evidence to be laid out, because it's all over the place right now with respect to him claiming that he's a victim. They said that he was the one that actually called the police, but then also they're saying, hey, that's just a tactic abusers use to, you know, try to flip the script on what they've done. So I really want to just chill for a minute and wait for all this to air out, because it's a unfortunate situation, and I think I agree with what Brad said. We shouldn't be putting our hands on people. I mean, if anything, if he was subduing her, I think there's other ways to do it. Even with putting your hands on them, you know, like a bear hug or something that's not violent. Walking away is hard when you're gonna get hit in the back of your head, but it just depends on how elevated the crisis was at the time. And I'm not sure what was happening. They barely said any details about why he's claiming to be a victim, other than his girlfriend was experiencing a crisis situation at the time. It could be anything. It's very vague, and probably they're making it vague on purpose so that we, you know, don't have anything to bite on, don't have anything to chew on. But yeah, man, it's just an unfortunate situation, because he was on the rise. Sad to see, and let's see how it plays out.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have much else to really add to it. I think everyone kind of touched it, kind of hit it pretty dead on. You know, it's really one of those things that's unfortunate. I mean, we don't really know what happened inside those four walls, but you know, we do want to, you know, hopefully things, you know, fall on the side to where, number one, if there's any justice that is deserved, then justice is served. Whether that means that, you know, he's absolved, or, you know, he gets, you know, he has to pay for whatever, you know, penal crimes he, you know, attributed to. So yeah, like I said, I'm not really here to say, you know, it's, you know, he's guilty, he's not guilty, because I don't know, obviously. And you know, if there is a topic, if that is if that is the nature of your relationship, it's probably a telltale sign to go ahead and reset and just start with someone else. And you know, or just be single and just kind of like reflect on yourself and figure out what it is that you need to do to, you know, attract more peace into your, you know, your surroundings and stuff like that, so you don't feel like you even have to do that, even though if that was the case, right? Or you know, to where you don't act like ease your temperament to where you don't feel like you have to react in the way if you were the aggressor, or if you're the person who's, you know, initiating a lot of the elevation of that tense environment. So you know, yeah, we don't know. Like I said, all those things that you guys said, I think is all that we know so far, which is like, you know, she made the statement, she recanted her statement, he's claimed he called and he said he got arrested, and that's all we know, you know. But everyone put the brakes on that, and you know, unfortunately, it may cost him some money and opportunities. You know, like I said, he's Kang, you know, in MCU. That's the next Thanos, right? Kang the Conqueror. If you guys aren't really aware of, like, he's the next person. So to you know, I don't know how Disney or Marvel is going to handle that, and hopefully, you know, it doesn't give him, you know, or he doesn't lose it, you know. But again, I would definitely understand it if that was something that, you know, is, you know, if it turns out that, you know, he did something and he's found guilty or whatever the case may be, or he plead out of it, and, you know, whatever the case may be, if Marvel's like, nah, this is too hot, You know, they dropped another person for Mandalorian because she said some anti-LGBT, man.
LGBT.
Boy, why is that hard? she has said some remarks that were unkind or unbefitting of what Disney was trying to reflect. So she lost her job, you know, meaning like her character just didn't exist no more. So, you know,
but can you make Kane just, because you know they already have those scripts written out, at least the draft.
That'll be
like, removing Kane
that's tough. I don't think because of how they're trying to do these phases, you can't just write them out. However, you know, I'm sure that they'll be quick to find someone else. Don Cheadle was not the original War Machine.
I thought you were talking about they was going to replace him with Don Cheadle.
I mean, that'd be funny. I'd like to see that.
They're going to bring Terrence Howard as Kane? Come on,
Kane, man. Hey, guys, I'm about to go ahead. I'm about to rule the world, man.
Something going on in here.
Hey, Picky, man. Oh, wrong show, man.
So, but you know, they're quick. They did the same thing with Edward Norton versus Mark Ruffalo for the Hulk. So.
You know, way they couldn't swap them out. I don't know who they would. Yo, you know, hey,
Morgan Freeman. We can do Morgan Freeman.
Michael B. Oh man, that's
Michael cool. B.
Not Killmonger.
Yeah, that's Kane.
I mean,
that'd be. Who else you gonna pick?
Morgan Freeman.
Yo, stop.
You're not doing that? Okay. Will Smith?
I'm not doing that.
He's still too hot?
Man.
He's still too hot? Okay.
Will Smith, bro.
All right, Chris Rock.
No, I can't see Will overacting as Kane, man. He's gonna try to take it too far. No.
Hey, man.
Next level.
The problem with Adams is...
I don't know who you would.
Yeah, I caught that Chris Rock special.
No, I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, I caught it. Yeah,
I'm gonna check it out. So, but
you know, you usually want to let these things be their own isolated issue. But you know, since you mentioned other people like the lady who lost her job for making her anti-LGBT statements or being resentful toward that community, some people are drawing parallels between, you know, I think we discussed pre-pod with Dana White and his situation, and that was just nothing. Literally nothing stopped. Like everything just kept going. UFC still popping. Ain't no fights get postponed. No conversations. And again, like in the individual case, hopefully whatever needs to be done in this situation is handled. Justice has prevailed.
Yeah.
But there's also instances. It looked like they didn't want to stop Ezra Miller from doing what he was doing. I don't know how he kept getting case after case after case. This guy, they called the police one time. He was in jail. It seemed like they couldn't find Ezra Miller. He was like Carmen Sandiego. He doing some Hawaii. He doing some over here. Like it's just, I don't know the politics or the reasoning and the legal proceedings, but how it seems that some people get off with a lot, and then some people are immediately stuck and canceled.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. Because Harvey Weinstein was charged before Bill Cosby, and Bill Cosby went to jail before Harvey Weinstein.
Was he? I didn't know that.
Yeah, Harvey was like the one that kicked all the movement off.
They let, and on the other end of that, they let Bill out.
He just went in.
He just went in.
He tried all the Bill Cosby recipes.
Yeah.
Can't walk no more. I can't see straight. I don't know. Still in it. They still got him.
Said I might be dead if I don't answer because I'm dead.
Well, we just gonna hold on just in case. Taxpayer dollars.
I gotta go watch The Simpsons or like Family Guy to see if they did an episode of Johnathan Majors before. Because somebody told me that Family Guy did an episode of Kevin Spacey before he got caught. So Stewart was missing, and then he's in the scene. Help! I just escaped from Kevin Spacey's basement. But it was years before the allegations came through. So The Simpsons did something to Johnathan Majors before, bro.
Those deleted tweets. People be knowing. They just don't be saying nothing until cool. They want to write the story.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to save people from being victims and saying something before, they just want to be like, yeah, I knew.
Yep. So, all right, man, we can go ahead. Anything else y'all want to talk about with that before we wrap up? Because otherwise, we just wrap this. Ooh.
Oh, let me say, Creed 3, man. Wait till it comes out on streaming services. That's all I'm gonna say.
Wow.
Now what if they wanted to sponsor us, man?
Black directors, black set, black actors.
Why would you do that?
Dang.
I'm just saying, man.
You saw all the Rockies in the movie theater.
Yeah.
Keep your opinion to yourself, man. Keep your opinion to yourself.
I saw Rocky 5 twice.
Damn.
I'm just saying.
Stop playing. Stop playing.
My favorite Rocky, Tummy Gun.
The worst one.
I'm just saying, man.
So, okay. All right. Anything else? Any other anti-branding you want to do?
Why gotta be anti, man?
Well, you're not advertising on their behalf.
You just taking shots, bro.
Yeah.
Man, Cisco.
Hey, man.
Go ahead. Say something about Beyonce. Say something about Beyonce.
I give that movie 2 thumbs down.
Hey, now Beyonce dope, man. I'm trying to figure out why Drake charged more than Beyonce for his tickets. What's with that?
Because you say he's top 5 MC of all time, according to you.
Okay, but Beyonce.
I got nothing to say about Beyonce.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Is she top 5 R&B person of all time?
What the hype say?
Exactly. That's exactly right.
You trying to get me canceled, bro.
I'm just asking.
Oh shit!
Oh man. All right. Anything else you want? Anybody else you want to debrand? Okay.
I just said Beyonce amazing, man.
Okay, but not top 5.
She the GOAT.
So hold on. So she better than Aretha? Aretha.
Okay, all right. But she's the best. She's like the GOAT performer of our era.
Okay. You being real nice with this cameos.
Chris about to hit you with that.
You said performer? You said performer?
Yeah, name another performer of our era that's better than her.
Chris gonna take your whole rant on Ben Simmons and replace Ben with Beyonce.
Michael Jackson was still in our era, right? You still call him Michael Jackson in our era, right?
Like Michael Jackson's like our parents' era. Like that's the era before.
Wow, you wasn't Michael Jackson was in your era?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I wasn't buying tickets to Michael Jackson concerts at 3, 4,
Because you couldn't afford them. That's why.
Exactly. I didn't have an income.
You were doing it in Germany too. You couldn't go to Germany and just sit there and go to this concert.
Michael's era before, right? I think Beyonce is this era, the greatest performer in this era.
Man, I remember the time I don't know what you.
Yeah. I seen it.
Yeah.
I'm giving.
Man,
you cannot combine the Michael Jackson and Beyonce era. You can't. You can't.
Okay.
Michael Jackson, your era, bro.
Okay.
You said performer. That's a broad category. And
what about Chris Brown? You not necessarily Chris Brown?
Ooh. He's a heck of a performer. And he's not. Ooh. We got to have this conversation later.
Okay. We revisit
That's
it.
A good one. That's a good one. That's ooh.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right, but before you get canceled for real.
Can't wait to see the edits.
We can go ahead and close.
Somehow Chris is gonna make me say Beyonce is not the best or like bad. He's gonna edit it. He's gonna talk about.
I already told you to play. He's gonna take your whole rant on Ben Simmons every time you said Ben Simmons with Beyonce.
Maybe. I don't know, man. We'll see what's in the stars for you, man. We'll see what's in the stars for you. So, all right, man. Let's go ahead and close out before the dude gets us in trouble, man. Okay, man, what you got, man, for the closing sign-offs, man?
Man, nothing special, man. I usually want to sum it up, but you watched the episode, you know what we talked about. And as always, we appreciate when you spend your time with us because we know you could be doing something else. So comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you like the episode, let us know. If you don't like it, also let us know. We here.
Awesome. Cool. Red, what you got?
Hey, like, follow, subscribe. Thank you for spending your time with us. I hope you're on episode. if some stuff go down, I'm gonna tell y'all. I knew it about Chris, bro. Knew it.
And I'm going to tweet right now.
If some stuff go down with me, what
Tweet it right now.
what am I? What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen with me? I didn't say nothing but the truth.
He was a little bit too aligned with his negative, toxic behaviors. You already know that was
Wow. I see. All right.
But for real though, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Let us know what you think about the topics we discussed. Hit us up, join us on Discord, and that's it. I'm gonna leave it there. Hand it off to you.
All right, and do you have a? Hey, yo, man, and also I also wanted to mention about your last thing. I'm disappointed with all of y'all. Y'all did not know the number 6 seed that went and won the championship with the Houston Rockets. And he even gave y'all all between 90 and 96, and it wasn't the Bulls. I'm just like, bro, there's only one Western team. I'm like, I'm just.
Soon as we signed off, I'm like, man, Chris gonna watch this and be like,
I said, how dare y'all?
I got an excuse. I wasn't watching. I don't know.
Hey, I don't got basketball trivia locked in like that from
man. I was
I
like,
think it's even mentioned in The Last Dance, though, man.
it was in also there's when they talk about the Orlando Magic.
Oh yeah.
And I haven't watched ESPN Classic in a while.
Man. All right.
You got me. I don't be watching the hardwoods, man.
Don't you wonder who else won the championship in the 90s besides the Bulls?
There's really only one team. Really two if you want to count the Pistons, and then after that it's been Spurs and Lakers.
Yeah.
Bro.
I don't know how these rappers be feeling when y'all be asking them about Big
Papa?
When they 19 talking about what's your favorite Biggie album? Like,
bro.
Hey, that next time you go in the archives and know where you're coming from.
yeah. Some of them really study the game, but there's other ones who just there for the vibes and the check.
Gotcha. Like Lil Baby. Gotcha. All right.
Wow.
So, all right, man. Deuce, man. Who you got, man? What you got? What crib? Hey, yo, give me one of those easy ones that you gave them last week.
Nah, I can't. This is your welcome back, man. This is a toughie. All right, so MVP rates are still hot. You know, we still got the top 3: Jokic, Embiid, and Giannis, right?
I don't know why Embiid's
these
in
players are not falling in this category. I hope.
Yo, stop it.
He has climbed the ladder to number 1 and you talking that.
Stop the mess.
Like, yo.
Stop the mess. You're messy, no. Stop it. Go ahead. I just gotta start it really quick, man.
Name the 4 other the players. There are 3 players who won MVP and their teams lost in the first round of the playoffs.
I thought you was going Kendrick Perkins.
Oh, no. So, hey, but here's the thing. It happened 4 times, but there's only 3 players who won MVP and the teams lost in the first round of the playoffs.
In the first round. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Nowitzki?
Yep.
That came to mind.
He's the second most recent. There's another one after him.
Is it Jokic?
Nah.
Not the first round. Okay.
Man, who else? Oh, no. Oh, James Harden.
Nah. His team actually beat the guy's team who won MVP.
Russ?
Yep. Russ.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about him. I forget about him. Mr. Triple Double.
That's Russ and Nowitzki. Now, the guy who did it twice, older guy, this is like late 70s, early 80s, but let me give y'all this. Who's the player that Charles Barkley said shaped his career? The one that made him lose weight?
Elgin Baylor? No, played for the Sixers. Oh, yep. Gosh, what is his name? Moses Malone.
Moses Malone.
Yeah, I bet you don't know who that is.
The mailman?
This guy, oh my gosh.
He
said the mailman. Yeah, I wouldn't have got that. I wouldn't have got Moses Malone. I didn't know he won MVP twice.
Twice, and both times his team lost in the first round.
Yeah, that has to be
How
tough.
you miss Russ, bro? You gotta watch this. There you go. You should have known that Russell Westbrook.
You know what? I was trying to think who else. I was going through the MVPs. I overlooked Russ.
He's one of the most controversial MVPs.
Who? Russ?
Russ? Yeah.
No, I thought everybody wanted him. I thought everybody wanted him to win.
Yeah, but when you think about MVP, I think that was the first year, at least in a while, that a player on a team who wasn't like the top two teams in either conference won.
Okay. Well,
He's clearly the best player.
He was.
Yeah, which I think it should be the best player, or the most valuable player to their team, as the name says. Because like this season, if I was a voter, I'm far from being a voter. Shea Gildas, what's his short name? Shea Gildas
Alexander, SGA.
Yeah.
I feel like there gotta be some pushback. You can still be the best, most valuable player to your team and be the MVP of the NBA.
Possible.
Because then you you giving it to Dame? Like every year. Like, come on.
I mean, I think you had to have a really strong campaign, and I think some of that also had to, fall into the success of the team as well. So maybe not number one, number two of the teams like automatic or like you automatically disqualified, but I think when you start talking about them, at least somewhere in the top four of each conference, now you can start talking about those players. And
I think
like
top four would be fair, yeah.
But again, it's just it's so arbitrary. It doesn't really matter. It depends on who has the best storyline for that year.
True.
Some people say it should be LeBron every year or Jordan every year, but it's not.
Yeah.
Because it's the same three for the past, I think, 3 years.
Yeah. It was Tatum at one point. I think Tatum fell out because they started losing.
Yeah, Tatum kind of followed out, yeah.
So now we're back to Giannis and Embiid and Jokic.
Jokic win it again, bro. That's gonna be an interesting summer.
I feel like it should be Giannis at this point.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I feel like it should be Embiid. I wish they would have went ahead and had that matchup, just seal the deal for everybody.
Nah, that's why he sat down. He's like, you know what? I ain't gonna give y'all that energy. I'm gonna sit down.
Sacrifice for the greater good. He got some soreness in the calf, and they are playoff bound with some aspirations.
We ain't got time for that.
Yeah.
Wait, hold off until
that calf soreness is going around here like the flu.
Hey man, I think I got a little calf soreness too, man. I'm gonna come
Where the
off to
ice
work.
pack? Where the ice pack at?
Mine is high, sitting right in the middle, not like KD's.
Hey,
you lose a little bit of adhesive, all of a sudden this thing gets.
Oh man.
All right, man. So yeah, man. If you like what you hear, hit the 5 stars, hit the like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend. Also, man, let us know, man, the salvation of Dylan Brooks, man. We need supporters out here to change the narrative because people out here talking.
That's just part of the whole show, man. Like, you're talking wild now, man.
Again, people who think that Golden State is a dynasty, please comment. If you don't have no comments, man, I don't want to say anything. There's no one in the dynasty.
Oh, let me load it up right now. I'm gonna load my comment right now.
Burner account.
So
I'm about to come about 6 times.
So let us know how you feel about Major, and also what you think about Ben Simmons and the whole Portland tragedy that is Dame. So we're here every Wednesday, so we like to leave y'all with something every Wednesday. So until next Wednesdays, man, I'll leave y'all with the deuces, man. So out later.
Deuces.